Hi, thank you for stopping back at my channel. Today we are going to continue in part 2 of our series, Birthing Your Dream Family. So I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to get our Bibles out and we're going to dig into scripture to help us figure out how we're going to come across of having this dream family. So we are going to be in Proverbs 30 verses 24 all the way to 28. So let's just go ahead and get started, okay? There be four things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. The ants are a people not strong, but they prepare their meat in the summer. The conies are but feeble folk, yet make they their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spiders take hold with their hands, and is in kings' palaces. So I find it so interesting that we as humans, God has actually made us rulers over his creation, yet he tells us as these big things to take note of these four small things. So today I want to dig into the ants. Now the ants work as like a big family, right? So what makes their family work so right and so great, so perfectly? So we think of the queen ant. Now, you would think a queen would be out there giving all these different orders and telling people what to do, but the queen ant actually does not do that. She actually sits up in her nest, and her role is to literally mate and have babies. Raise those babies up and release them. That is her job. That's her sole job. Now, when these babies grow, they know instinctively that they have a job, and they do that job. And they will communicate with their antennas to other ants what their job is. But they don't go over and do each other's jobs. They have a job, and they do their job. Have you ever felt like if you would just do your job? Have you ever felt that way? Like if they would just do their job, right? It's the same thing in our families. Do you not know that you are taking such a burden off of another person if you will just do your job in the family? If you will just play your role that God gave you and play it well. Like God says, do all things as unto God with all your might. You're doing them for God, not for other people. So we have to do our job. We are lightening the loads of other people when we just do our job. So I'm a mom, I am a teacher, I'm a cook, I call myself a chef. I run kids around, therefore I'm a taxi driver, figuratively speaking. You know, I play a lot of roles. I wear a lot of hats. But I have to do those roles and do them well. But if I'm constantly having to pick up the slack of my husband because he won't go to work, he won't hold a job, he won't do his part, how can I possibly be the best that I can be in my job, in my role that God gave to me? You know what I mean? So it's so important. I think it's so crazy that these ants, they just have a job and they know it and they do it and they don't expect anybody else to do it for them. This is my job. This is part of my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, so I actually, when I was studying out things about ants, I actually watched, it was like a National Geographic, but it wasn't National Geographic, it was something else. But I watched this video about how these ants, and they were in a different part of the country, but anyways, these ants, they know that they can attack these certain slugs and overwhelm them as a colony and take them down and eat them, okay? And these slugs also have this mechanism, and they know that when they have predators coming at them, that they can produce like an extra slime, and it will actually, it's so sticky that their prey will actually get stuck inside of this slime that they secrete out of their body. So I was watching these videos, and all these ants started coming up, and they were just attacking the slug. And they were like, you could see that they were trying to pick off little pieces of this slug to carry back to their colony. And then this slug began to secrete this slime. And as the slug was secreting this slime, ants were starting to literally get stuck inside of this slug. And you could see that they were trying to push themselves away, and they couldn't. They were in a sticky situation. Now, these other ants standing by them, there was no question about what they were to do. They instinctively knew that they needed to go and get this certain type of soil. These ants were literally leaving, grabbing the soil, putting it back on the slug, and the soil was soaking up the slime of this slug. And all the ants just started caking this soil all around the slug, soaking up its slime and helping their other family member get out of this slug. You know, we're always so much more willing to help somebody who does their part, right? All these ants do their part. So therefore, when somebody does fail, when somebody does slip up, and life's not going according to the way that they would want it to, or working for them on their behalf, you have the want to go and help them. Can we just get honest as human beings? When we're constantly having to pick up the slack of somebody else in our family because they just won't do their job, it gets really hard to help them over time, doesn't it? Okay, listen, when I was watching this video, there was no hesitation by these ants. They weren't like, oh, well, should we have him? I mean, like, he didn't work all week last week. Did we help him? You know, they didn't question that. And that is a sad part of our society today, because we do. We're human beings. We should have more wisdom than this, but we don't. And so when it comes time to helping, you know, Cousin Fred and Aunt Julie and, you know, our sons and our daughters, we're like, well, we don't know if we should. Can I trust them to do their part? Can you be trusted to do your part in the family? Listen, if you're a mom, are you the best mom you can be? Do you cook those meals to the best of your ability? Do you clean your house and try to make it lovely for when your husband comes home? Or I hate to say it, are you going to be the mom that's in her pajamas all day, messy bun on her head, her husband comes home, kids are eating stuff off the dirty floor, it's gross, and when he walks in the door, he's appalled by it? Do you do your job? Do you hold your own so everybody else doesn't have to pick up the pieces of your mess? Not to mention when you do your job and people see that you've slipped up, you're having a hard day, life has not gone accordingly to you or for you. They're apt to help you. They want to help you. They know you work hard. They know you try. They know you fulfill your part. Of course I would help you. You do everything for us. I want to help you. So the Bible tells us to look at the ants. They're so small, yet they have wisdom that we can glean from. That's a whole, I feel like looking at smaller things in a different aspect is a whole another lesson for itself. Maybe we'll do that sometime. But this is what God was showing me. Like, if everybody would just do their part. You have roles, Dad. You have roles, child. Are you a student? Then go to school and be the best student that you can be. That's your job in the family. Okay? If you're a son, a daughter, then that's your role. Be obedient. Be the best that you can be at it. Go to school. Do good work. If you're a husband and part of the agreement is for you to work and let her be a stay-at-home mom, then you need to play that role. Play it for God. If you're struggling to play it for anybody else because maybe you feel neglected, maybe you feel belittled, maybe you don't feel like you get the praise that you deserve for your job, let's just get real. I mean, I'm not saying that that's right, but I'm saying it's human nature. Then do it as unto the Lord, the way that we're actually supposed to, and get a different perspective on how you're looking at it. But this is part 2 of our series, Birthing Out Your Dream Family. Today, ask yourself this question. Do I do my job? Do people have to pick up the pieces of what I have left because I won't do my job? Now, please don't take this so literal and as it like if you're a man, you're going to work and this is your specific duty. Take this as family, home life. It's everything. It's emotional. It's physical. It's communication. It's financially based. It's every need within a family. Do you fulfill those? And if everybody would just do their part like an ant colony, man, things just start flowing together because everybody's doing their job. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on part 3 of our series, Birthing Out Your Dream Family. Talk to you soon. Bye.